In this video, I'm going to show you how my playlist, Slap House Mix 2023, is now paying for itself to grow. And not only that, it's promoting my music. Currently, that's all free. Now, it didn't always start this way. And if you keep watching, I'm going to take you through the journey that I had to get the playlist to this point where it is actually now starting to pay for itself and to grow by itself, literally for free, and hopefully will become very profitable over time. I have a video where I explain my rationale for creating this playlist, and that is going to be linked just below. Now, if you watch that video, that just tells you sort of the background to this video. This is a follow-up video where I show you the progress of the playlist. Now, a lot has happened since that last video. I believe the last video, I think we had just over 1,000 playlist followers or likes. Now we've got 3,238 likes. It's grown a bit. There's 96 songs on there. And just like previously, the first song or first couple of songs are actually my own song. The rest of them are classic songs that really fit within the genre. Now, how did I grow the playlist and how much did I pay for the playlist? So basically, there's a cost and there's a revenue element to this. The cost element is Facebook ads. From the beginning, I've pretty much been putting in $5 a day into Facebook ads. And those $5 have been gaining me between 20 and 30 likes or followers per day. Now, it hasn't always been like that. When I first started, I was literally following tier one countries like the US, Germany, UK, and I was getting a lot less. I was getting 5 to 10 followers a day. And so I expanded the region. So now we've got people from South America, people from India, Brazil. So you've got a whole range of people coming in from all around the world. And now I'm getting a lot more likes because we're not just targeting tier one countries anymore. We are starting to also target some of the cheaper countries. That doesn't mean that we don't have tier one countries in. There are still people from the US, still people from Australia, UK, Germany, etc. following this playlist, but just not as many as before. So what I've done is I've increased the value and the growth exponential of this playlist by simply widening the audience on my Facebook ads. Now, if you want to know more about how I promote playlists or even things like songs on using Facebook ads, I have made a video on that and I'm linking that here right now so you can have a quick look at it. But this is about this playlist and what I've done to make it basically pay for itself. So as I said, that's the cost basis, and that's how I got to this point here, $5 a day. Now, how do I make my money from this playlist? The main source of income are through things like SubmitHub. I've got actually three different playlists with SubmitHub, but I'm only really allowed to monetize this one here because it has more than 1,000 followers. And the other two they're slowly growing, but they're not at the same level. So you can see here per song, it says 100 to 150 monthly listeners per song. So most of this growth is going up over time, but the biggest kind of growth is happening since I expanded my user base. So now we've got, much sort of bigger numbers of growth per day. And this is all for $5 a day. So, you can see here a change of 18, 26, 19. So it is going up. Now, there was a period of time here where I was not promoting the playlist. I didn't want to spend the $5 a day. And that's simply because I wasn't getting a lot of submissions. And we'll talk about that in a sec. I wasn't getting a lot of submissions. And also the money wasn't, I wasn't getting a lot for my money, so you can see here that the numbers weren't as high as more sort of the last 2 months. And you can see the growth here has improved as well because of changed my targeting. So a lot of factors have gone in to increasing the size of the playlist, the amount of people listening, and therefore the amount of submissions. So if you have a look at the daily premium history, we've got the last month or so, things have got a lot better. The reason that's happened is because there was a bit of stagnation on the playlist a couple months ago. And so a couple of things happened. I increased the price from $1 to $2 per submission. So that means instead of getting 50 cents, I was getting $1 per submission. So I was getting really frustrated that it wasn't a lot compared to the amount of submissions I was getting. So around kind of this time here, around April time, I actually reached out to SubmitHub, and they've been fantastic. They've been really good at helping me understand why people weren't submitting as much as I would have liked. And I just had to make some tweaks. So for example, I might as well help you guys as well with this because I think it's really important. Firstly, I didn't really have a very great description. So what I did is I went into the top 3-4 different Slap House playlists and I looked at their description and I basically copied the description. I put a link to SubmitHub here. Also, very importantly, I put the year in the description and in the title because I think people like to think that the music is fresh, that's new and it's just come out when they're searching for a playlist. It doesn't come up very high in the searches. I think it's in the top 20 or 30, but it is slowly going up the ranks. It is becoming searchable. So that's all good news. And as I said, SubmitHub helped me a lot. So what we're going to do here is you can see here the last date here is the 19th of June. And it started on the 19th of May, where I started getting good amounts of submission. And you do notice kind of these periodic bumps, and that's because on Fridays, people tend to submit more music. And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, not so much, right? So you will have these bumps. And as I said, in the last month, it's gone up because I've made those changes that SubmitHub have recommended to me. Now, I've taken that money and I've put it on a little spreadsheet here of the last month. And I've made $90 basically in the last month. And I divided the $90 by 30 days, so a month. So I've got a value of $3. So I'm spending $5, but SubmitHub is giving me $3 a day. Now let's go into another place where I make money, and that is daily playlists. So once again, I've got the free playlists here, but I'm only really allowed to promote the one with over 1,000 followers, and that's a premium playlist. So what that means is people pay me money to listen to the music and to provide a review. And if I like the song, it goes on the playlist. So in April, I took out some money. So this is from April onwards, so May and June, so the last 2 months. Today's the 20th of June. They pay me a bit more per submission. I get $1.25 per submission. And because I've reviewed more than 200, in the last 20 days, I've reviewed more than 200 songs. I've gone to this kind of bronze level. And if I keep reviewing more, it will go up and up. So what will happen is I get 2.5% added on to the balance of what I've earned already for review. So I've made $123.75 plus 2.5%. So if we just go into here, I've just taken that daily playlist number and I divided it by 2 because that's May and June, the 2 relevant months. And that's $61 per month. So I divided $61 by 30 days because that's how many days there are in a month. And the number I've gotten is 2.026. So 2.026 plus 3 is 5.06. So I've invested $5 a month and I've made 5.06 a month. So basically from this month onwards, because of those little tweaks I've made, I'm now profitable on my playlist. So that's super cool. And that's been the goal really from the start. I've had this playlist for several months now, so it's taking a while. So those previous months were loss-making months, but anything going forward, I'm expecting to break even or even to profit. As this number goes up, not only do all of my songs get some streams, it'll actually slowly go up the playlist ranking. So when someone does a search for Slap House Mix playlist, they want to get a Slap House Mix playlist. Mine will come up, but it's not at the top yet, but it won't be long before it goes up. And I'm hoping that will inevitably increase the amount of likes and listens. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is if you go to Spotify for artists, you can see how many streams I've got for these songs. So one of the songs has got 24, another one's got 23. This is just from that playlist. This is just for one day, 83 streams for just one day. So we're not talking about massive numbers, but this is a per daily addition to the amount of streams you get, which is super cool and very useful to have. The other thing is because the playlist has slap house songs, there's more chance that it ends up on a algorithmic playlist because all the songs are relevant to the genre. The other thing I wanted to say quickly is on daily playlists, when people submit songs, so if we just go to the dashboard really quickly, if we just have a look at the playlists themselves, this is an old playlist. I've recently relabeled it New Pop 2023. And I've given it a new picture. And the reason I've done that is because I wanted to make a second playlist that was much broader in scope. I think it's going to work because you can see here the number of submissions just for this smaller playlist is a lot lower than this one here, which is much bigger. If you go into the gate for the playlist, what the gate means is anytime someone wants to submit a song, whether that's free or paid, they have to abide by what's in the gate. They have to open the gate. So for example, anyone who submits a song to Slap House playlists on daily playlists has to follow a playlist, and the playlist that they're following is this one. So for these 3 different playlists that I have, this particular playlist is growing every day for free based on my daily playlist selections. That might sound fantastic, but the engagement on this playlist is dead. It's basically hardly anyone listens to this playlist. So it's not that great. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to get the followers to 1,000. Because once this reaches 1,000, this premium button becomes enabled. And it's really important for me because it means now I can start charging money for this playlist. And so I have 2 playlists where I can start making money from. And so the first playlist is already breaking even. The second playlist, once I get to 1,000, I'm going to start investing $5 a day into that playlist with the hope that eventually that also breaks even and makes a profit, and then also allows me to promote my music. So there is a reason for this strategy, and the idea is just to grow a lot of playlists basically on autopilot as they break even, and then continue to do that until you can't do it anymore, basically. The only kind of setback, the only real problem with this strategy is the amount of time that it takes. Now, at the moment, it's not a problem because you can see here, the biggest day I've had is 12 playlists to review, and that wasn't really a huge challenge. I just sat there, listened, and gave some feedback, right? So, but if you start getting 30, 40, 50 submissions a day, then at that point it starts becoming quite difficult, and you need to decide what to do at that point. And I'm not really sure. I think if I got to 30 or 40, I would still listen to all the songs, but the quality of my responses may not be as good. The other thing you can do with SubmitHub is you can increase your price. You can go from $2 to $3 per submission. So that does help controlling the amount of submissions. After that, if you guys have any suggestions of what to do, then I'd love to hear it. But at this moment in time, my strategy is to basically be self-sustaining, which is where we're going with it. So that's it. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this, and hope to see you guys back soon. Bye.